And Jesus says, the kingdom of heaven, be assured of this, over 4 times, it's coming, and no one knows when. And our lives, like I just imagine, like in all of it, and this is really a message of hope and triumph, because if you are alive, you're getting beat up by winds and storms, right? And if you're not tethered off to the hope of heaven, when things get hard, you're just gonna get thrown all over. And if you've got the hope of heaven, everything else pales in comparison to that. And Peter, who was the rock, Peter was the rock. And Jesus came back, and they had that moment on the shore of Galilee where Jesus looked at Peter, and Peter denied him. And Jesus said, Peter, just feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. Peter goes on to write these words about heaven. Peter says this: praise be to the God and the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. In his great mercy, he has given us new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, and into an inheritance that can never perish. Just think of the wasted years, the wasted things that people put hope into that perished. He goes on to say, they never spoil, they never fade. Our inheritance never perishes, never spoils, never fades. This inheritance is kept in heaven for you. He ends this, verse 6, he says, in all this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while you may have had to suffer grief in all kinds of trials. Is anyone suffering grief in some kind of trial? You identify with that? Yeah. He says, guess what? It pales in comparison. You gotta know what you're doing this for, because it gets hard. And every now and then you stand back and you're like, oh, that's right, it's worth it. Heaven is a real place, and it's awesome.